Hey, what's up, fam? We're back for another episode of 49 Faithfullee. We're your hosts, Miriah Lee and Teran Lewis. TL, what's up, brother? How you doing?
What up? Nothing much. Can't wait for this game this weekend. It's gonna be a interesting game. I'm gonna be watching it with the house full of half 49ers fans, half Cowboys fans. So it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
What's up, chat? Melissa, Bryant, first in the door. Appreciate you guys. Um, so before we get into 49er stuff and get into everything else, I don't want to spend too much time on this past game because this Cowboys week we have more important things to look forward to right now.
Yeah.
But since you weren't on the instant reaction show, we'll kind of let you talk about it for a few, and then we'll give out our flowers and we'll move on. But before we do that, I did want to talk about a couple things. First being the promotion, the promotion and movement, I guess, of Ran Carathan, Carthon. I think Carthon is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Carton. Yeah.
He became the GM now of the Titans. So, that's awesome for him. I think, and I was talking about this on Ryan's show, like to have somebody, like he was our third, in charge. So for him to completely skip over the number 2, and go right to the number 1 of another team, that says a lot about him and what other teams think about the 49ers and the people that we have in building, the people that come from our building, So yeah, I know that there's been a big deal about Trey Lance, and I talked about this already, so I'll get your thoughts on it and we'll move on. But about him putting out a thing on Instagram or whatever and having 3 cross fingers, like on the news. And I think it's just crazy because people spent so much time going into that, yet Kittle puts out something and puts like all these other emojis, whatever, and that's okay, whoever else, other players, they can do all this other stuff and nobody thinks even 2 times, nobody even gives it a second thought, right? But because it's Trey Lance, now all of a sudden, oh, this is happening, that's happening. It's just like, I looked the other night, like I think last night, and I went to go search for something. And when you go to search on Twitter and it tells you what's trending and stuff, the very first thing on my list is Trey Lance. The 49ers are going into the divisional round of the playoffs against the Cowboys. Trey Lance hasn't been our quarterback since the second week of the freaking season. And yet he's what's trending. Like, that's crazy. So I know you heard my thoughts on it. I think that it's no big deal. I think that's weird that people, as soon as they saw that, they start thinking all this crazy shit. Like, I don't know why people's brains are like programmed to just automatically think negative when they see something like right away, like it's just strange. So to me, I took it as a good luck, and I never thought any more of it until I all of a sudden see it on Twitter hours later, and it's like this big thing. So what are your whole thoughts? What did you take from it? And yeah.
Pretty much the same thing that you took out of it. I just think that he's just wishing Rand Carthon, good luck, and he wishes him well on his new endeavors. I don't see it as like he's praying that he gets traded there, and all this other stuff, which a lot of fans were taking it that way. But it's just, I know there's nothing I can do about it. People are going to talk their trash or whatever, but I'm getting fed up with the Trey Lance slander. Like, it's just getting out of hand. Like, people are like, oh, how much can we get for him? Let's trade this young man. And, and even if Brock Purdy does happen to, win the Super Bowl and keep the job, I still want Trey on his team. You still need 2 capable quarterbacks, as what we saw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just, it's getting so irritating. People are like, oh, how much can we get for him? Let's trade him off this team. And then I don't know. It's just, it's every little thing. Like, somebody can post something about Brock Purdy and how good he did, and then it's, oh, I bet you Trey Lance is shaking in his boots. He's mad because he got his job taken. And somebody posted a picture of Trey standing like kind of the side of Brock and not even looking at Brock Purdy. Did
Yeah,
you
I
see
saw
that?
that. Yeah.
Not even looking at Brock Purdy. He's looking at something behind them, and he's like, "Look at the death stare." And I'm just like, "You guys are unbelievable." You already know my opinion. You know how much I love Trey. But at the same time, I'm a Niner fan. May the best man win. I've always expressed my opinion on how I felt like and it's not the fans. Who cares what the fans think when it comes to Trey? It's more about the teammates and the coaching staff.
Right.
But I've always even said like some of the players on this team have had energy has been different towards Trey. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. I think they're going to see this through. Well, may the best man win in the offseason. And, I know we're going through, we're in the playoffs and talking about quarterback competition is premature, but a lot of people are still, wanting to bring it up. And it's funny to me. I had told you before we started, we're on Spaces the other night and we're talking about how we got a third round compensatory pick for Rand Carthon. So I think right now we got 3 of them. If we lose D'Amico, we can have 4. So we're like, man, even though we traded Christian McCaffrey, we can still end up with 4 third-round picks, which is awesome. And we're like, yeah, maybe we can take a couple of those thirds to move back in the second, whatever the case may be. And everybody was fine with that. We're talking about who should we draft, what position. We're like offensive line, another corner, and that was fine. But as soon as somebody brought up Trey Lance and, oh, yeah, what can we do? People get all butthurt and, oh, why are we talking about Trey? He's not even a starting quarterback. And, we got a playoff game and you're talking about us like, well, so what difference does it make? We're talking about the future of the draft. Why can't we talk about the future of the quarterback position? And so it's crazy to me how everything goes. But I don't know. I'm still kind of worried for Trey because I don't know if he's ever, depending on who's on this team, I don't feel like he's ever going to get a fair shot unless he is named a starter and he actually starts producing, like if he starts doing stuff. Because, I said this on Spaces the other night. I don't care what happens, if Brock Purdy wins it in training camp, great. If he wins the Super Bowl, I think he has every right to be the starter come training camp, OTAs, all this stuff. However, if we go to training camp and Trey is looking better than him and he's executing the offense better, one, if Trey gets named the starter, I don't know if his team is going to be riding with that. You know what I mean? The team is going to be like, well, why are we going to do this and that? So it bugs me. We got a few months to see what happens, but I can almost totally agree. Kyle, he's stubborn, as we all say. He's going to want to see this out, and he's going to want to see what happens with the quarterback that he moved all that draft capital for. So, it's a good problem to have. 2 capable young quarterbacks who are cheap. I think together they're making like $10 million. So, hey, let's keep that. And if we have to draft another another rookie to maybe play third string, who knows, But yeah, I'm glad for this guy. I know our coaching staff is probably going to be disassembled pretty quickly here. But you know what? I love to see it because I love to see people getting promotions, people getting opportunities. As much as I love Adam Peters and how he's done in the scouting department, Rand Carthon's done a bang-up job. You got John Lynch, D'Amico Ryans, whatever the case may be. If D'Amico Ryans gets a job being a head coach, more power to him. It's kind of bittersweet. So yeah, I don't know. All this stuff is crazy to me, but I feel like I said, I just feel sorry for the young man because he can't sneeze without people criticizing him. So it's just crazy to me.
Yep. Real quick, I know I'm way behind on chats. So let me go through everybody that's joined us: JDLR, Stevo, Tanya, Denise, Swan, Christy, Troublemaker, Bebop, Tony Montana, David, McNew, not McNiner. Let's see, get through here. If you guys had said anything to us that's of importance, I'm going to miss it because I'm scrolling through. Yeah. Panama, what's up? Appreciate you joining us. JV, what up, what up? Almost there. Josh Iverson, what's up? Jesus Christ, my King. Good to see you. Bryant, Mr. Culp, hello. Almost there. TL's ladies in the house. We don't have any respect for you this week. Talk to us next week, okay? Thank you.
Babe, don't listen to her. I always got respect for you.
We'll see. We'll see on Sunday. For those that weren't here during the instant reaction show, Ryan, No Border Sports, he's the one that won the score prediction this week with 35-12. So he's pretty close. All right, so I'm going to take this conversation now, twist it on the other side. A lot's been, and I kind of felt this even myself at the beginning when Brock first took over, like that people are almost afraid or, I don't know, feel some kind of way about like talking up Purdy or, saying how good the offense looks, how good the team looks with Purdy, because they're scared of disrespecting Trey Lance, or because they went into this season as so hyped on Trey Lance that now they almost feel like they're betraying him to talk good about Purdy, or, if Purdy does something good, it's like, you don't want to, people don't want to put the like, oh, good job Purdy on this, because the first thing that's coming is the hate on Trey or, something, like that. So like, I think to the point, like after a couple of weeks, of course, I'm still going to tell you guys how I feel regardless. You guys know I'm a Trey Lance fan. I've been a Trey Lance fan since before we drafted him. We already know that. But at the same time, I'm a 49ers fan first and foremost. I'm a fan of us getting a Super Bowl with, I don't give a shit who's at quarterback, more than I'm a Trey Lance fan. Okay. And Trey Lance is hurt. So at this point, I can't do anything but root for the quarterback that's on this team. And I don't feel like I should have to feel bad to put out praise to the quarterback of my favorite football team because other people can't handle it, because other people got to talk shit, because other people got to cry about it, because somebody always has something to say about everything, no matter what, So what are your thoughts like on that? Like, did you feel that way like when Brock first took over, or you just don't give a shit?
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear people, people too, like, or I hear people who are, I mean, I'm not saying that, there's levels or whatever, but I know there's some people who love Trey Lance a lot and then still were like, "Oh, I don't care what Brock Purdy does. Trey's still the future." I'm just like, well, you don't know that right now. Right now, we don't know who's the future. Right now, all I know is, like you said, Trey Lance is hurt. I love the kid. We always talk about him. I would love for him to be the quarterback because I feel like he does have the most upside. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if Purdy's going to keep doing what he's doing, I'm not mad at that either. But you got to support who's over at quarterback until they show you different. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
any position. That's like me. I'm a big fan of Ambry Thomas. I'm not sitting here crying, "Oh, Ambry Thomas, that sucks that Diomeder Lenore is doing good because I
Yeah.
want Ambry Thomas in there." That's stupid. I'm going to go for whoever's starting at the moment. And like I said, so whether it was Trey, whether it's Brock Purdy, and the only reason why I was, and it's no secret I'm not a fan of Jimmy, is because of what he's shown me. I've said this numerous times. When he got traded to us in 2017 and he went 5-0, I thought we had the quarterback of the future. I was happy. I'm like, man, I can't wait to see that he got the contract. I'm like, man, let's see what he can do. After the Super Bowl, my boy Mike was like, "We need a quarterback." I'm like, "What? We need a quarterback?" And he's like, "Yeah, Jimmy G ain't it, blah, blah, blah." And I'm just like, no, give him a chance. I didn't see that he was a liability till 2020. So I'm going to roll with you until I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're doing your job and you're doing everything that you can to give this team the best chance to win, I mean, it's sad. I mean, we can sit here and talk trash and be fun all we want. But the fact of the matter is that Brock Purdy has 4 touchdowns in one playoff game. Jimmy got 4 and 6. So that right there is why I didn't support him anymore. So I know people used to be like, "Oh, you a hater?" No, I'm a realist because I know what this man is going to give us on the football field come playoff time.
Yeah.
So as long as Brock Purdy keeps doing what he's doing, I don't care what the situation is, you know. And when we talked about Trey, I'm like, look, everybody was like, "Well, I feel bad," you know, he has to compete. Look, if you're a quarterback or any position doesn't want to go in and compete, I don't want you on the team.
Exactly.
I want
like
you to
that's
be a
what the
competitor.
NFL's about, is competing.
Yeah, I want you to be a competitor. I want you to go out there and be like, okay, he thinks he has my job. I'm taking it. And I want Brock Purdy to be like, you're not getting your job back.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So it's just, it is what it is. And I think Tanya's right. I love Trey, but I'm a fan of the team first. I want that
Exactly.
6th ring, and I want it before Dallas. I'm gonna keep it a buck here.
Yeah.
I
Can
hate
you
the fact that
imagine? Oh my God.
can't
We will
stand
never
the
hear
fact
the
that
fucking end of it.
we're tied with 5 Super Bowls apiece. We need that 6th ring. 1994 is way too long. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel you on that, Miriah. I 100% agree with you.
What's up, Throwback? Appreciate you. Moses, good to see you again. 2 episodes in a row. I'm so proud of you, Moses, for making it. I think, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody.
Yeah.
This is TL's brother, for those that don't know. So if you guys want to harass him, feel free. He's a troublemaker.
He's a Niners fan, though, by the way. So don't
He
give
is.
too much of a hard time. Yeah.
Take 6. That's right. 6 loading. All right, so let's start with the giveaway, and then we'll go ahead and jump into this last stompage of Seattle real quick and get your thoughts on that. I had something that I was going to end with today. Where did it go? Hold on. Let me get my shit together here, people. Figure out what the hell I'm doing here. Oh, here it is. So this is what we're going to end with, the giveaway. So, you know, we kind of ended with one similar on the instant reaction show that was with Kittle and Ayuk.
Okay.
This is a playoff one with Jerry and Montana. So we'll end the show with this giveaway. But let's go ahead. What do we want to start with, people? How about some... Let me see what I got good here. Should we make Melissa mad and start with Juice, or...
Yeah, let's do that.
She'll sign off. She'll unsubscribe on all 30 accounts. We need her 30 subscriptions, okay? How about let's start with Fred Warner? We haven't done a Fred Warner giveaway in a while. Let's start with this. Fred Warner, hello. Good luck, everybody. Enter your numbers in the chat, 1 through 100. No duplicates. And we'll get back to you shortly.
Yeah.
What's up, Jeff? I see you.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat, the first number was put out by Denise with number 35. So you can use that as the benchmark to where it starts, I guess you can say.
Yep. All right. So getting into this Seattle's game, obviously we went in that game, man. We went into halftime down. I asked our panel on the instant reaction show what their thoughts were at halftime, and then those thoughts were pretty interesting. So I will ask you that same question, and then just your overall thoughts on the game. I think obviously the score, you know, puts the game like not close, but a lot closer than it should be, because they got that garbage time touchdown at the end when all our starters were resting. And I think that's pretty crazy that we're playing a division rival in a playoff game and our starters are resting in the 4th quarter. Like, that's amazing. So I'll take that anytime. It's great that we got out of the game for the most part pretty healthy, except for, you know, a couple guys had a little ankle thing, but no big nothing. So that's great. And yeah, obviously, I know a lot of people will talk about this rivalry coming up, but a lot of people's biggest, you know, rival is the Cowboys. Mine personally is the Seahawks. So any time in a season that we can whoop their ass twice in a season, I'm thrilled. So to be able to beat their ass 3 times in a season, like, I don't know when the next time that'll ever happen again, right? So
Yeah.
we gotta celebrate that one. Like, that was awesome. So good for our guys. Like I said, the first 2 quarters were kind of sluggish on both ends of the football. Purdy, I think this is the most that we've seen him struggle maybe in a half. I don't know if that was playoff nerves, if it was what, but it just seemed like his timing was off with people, with the receivers. He was just, I don't know, he just wasn't very Purdy-like, he wasn't the Purdy that we've seen. And then they come out from halftime and man, they just were rolling on both ends of the football. And going into the half, like, and I even told them in our group chat that, because I always have to every so often talk Denise off a ledge throughout the football game, and most of the times JV as well. So I'm telling them, like, I'm not worried that we're down, going into the half, because like, I forgot, I think I had predicted that they were going to score 21 points or 20 points or something. I was like, we predicted that they were going to score how many of our points. Like, they have to get to those points somehow, right? Like, I can't be mad that they have 14 points or how many of our points when I predicted that they were going to get 21 points. And from what we've seen this last how many weeks, our team comes out after the half and is on fire. So that's what they've showed us that they do. Why would I be scared or worried going into the half down, especially only by 1 point. So, excuse me. But yeah, your overall thoughts on the game, how you felt at half, everything.
Yeah, I wasn't worried at all. I mean, it's a division game, and I was saying up to the game, I was like, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. You know what I mean? Even though that's what happened and we did it, but I mean, they came to play. They came to play that first half. DK Metcalf was just, dominating out there. Geno Smith was looking good. The run game was serviceable. I mean, they came out there to play. Pete Carroll put all his eggs in the basket, but I think that turnaround. So anyway, to answer the question, no, I wasn't nervous. I was just like, I was like, we're gonna win. We're gonna turn it up probably later. But I think what what turned the game around is when they fumbled inside the red zone. When they fumbled, I was like, okay. And then I feel like the momentum just shifted. The momentum just shifted, and I was like, okay, this game is over. And we just start clicking on our cylinders. And then when I can't remember old boy's name, when he twisted Debo's ankle, I think that just got the whole team fired up. I can't remember who it was.
What's his name that the Raiders had just cut?
Oh, Jonathan Abrams.
Yep.
Yeah. So like after he did what he did, I'm like, okay, it's a wrap now. And then we just clicked on all cylinders, and we pretty much pitched a shutout that second half. It's just like you said, they scored that garbage touchdown. But yeah, no. But as far as nerves, nah. I was watching the game with my lady, and she was just like, man, it's a close game. I was like, yeah. I go, I'm not really tripping those. Like, I know they're gonna turn it on. It's like, I feel like the 49ers are like that. Like, they'll let a team kind of keep it close in the second half. D'Amico Ryan starts making adjustments on defense, and we just turn it around. So
yeah. Buff, I saw the hottest girl ever in a Juice jersey last weekend. I seen something that I wanted to. JD Hawkhater did vanish. I do know some people that still have contact with him, and he is doing well. The reason I heard that he did vanish was because he just needed to take time to focus on himself. So he couldn't do that while worrying about running a channel. Because you guys may think that, I mean, some have the luxury like TL that just get to sit down and have a whole show going for them. But, a lot of work goes into this. And if you're struggling mentally, it's kind of hard to put all your time and devotion into something that you love and that you want to be great, and you just can't mentally do it, so I get it. But yeah, the last time I heard, which wasn't that long ago, I heard that he was doing well.
That's good.
And then Silverado had said, he said, let's handle business Sunday, Maine. We play our game. It's a W. It ain't about them. It's about us, which I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Screw. That's all I've heard all week. Oh, the 49ers haven't spaced a team like us. Oh, the 49ers haven't done whatever like us. And it's just like, Like, you what? Like, you are nobody. Like, you barely skated in with your crappy ass freaking division that's usually last in the freaking league. It's like, get out of here. Your quarterback is throwing interceptions like freaking turnovers in the freaking apple pies on Thanksgiving. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, I was talking to
I'm
All
sick of their
Day.
fans already.
Yeah, I was talking to All Day, and he was like, "Yeah," he was just like, "You got to think about the Cowboys and how they've been all year.
Same.
They play a great game, then they play trash. They play a great game, trash. They've been inconsistent in how they're playing football right now. So the fact that they played a pretty good game, that means a bad game was probably coming from what you've seen all season. And they love to bring up the, oh, well, you guys almost lost to the Raiders. Okay, well, did you forget you almost lost to the Houston Texans?
Right.
Like, they love to bring that up, which is comedy to me. But then they forget, oh, a couple weeks before that, you played the Texans and they had you on the ropes. So it's
the team
hilarious.
that's tanking, the team that's not even trying to win football games.
It's hilarious.
Sam, what's up? I see you. Chrissy, I see you. Ryan, what's up? Tony, a lot of people rolling in. We appreciate you guys. We're in the middle of a giveaway, so if you guys want to scroll up and check, make sure you guys don't enter any duplicates. Go ahead and get entered. We are, what are we giving away right now? Oh yeah, Fred Warner. That's why, sorry, my camera's blurry because Fred Warner messed it up. So we're giving away Fred Warner. Steve-O, we have all different brands. I've seen that you asked, but yeah, they're all different. What? Are you kidding, Aaron?
What? Wow.
What? Kev's yelling at somebody too.
Oh, that's crazy. For anybody that's new into the chat, go up to Denise. She has the first number 35. So you can go to her comment and then scroll down from there to see what numbers haven't been used for a second time. So
there you go. I don't know why every time I see this name, I never remember how to pronounce it.
Renee.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Renee. If that's wrong, then you blame him because you see I asked. Let me see. We're making our way through here. I think nobody else snuck in. Dang, I'm way behind. Twin, what's good?
Said he was the first one. Let me see.
Twin and his brother went on Ryan's show this morning, and his twin brother is a Cowboys fan, right? So, and his brother has like a huge channel on YouTube, like almost 95,000 freaking subs. I don't know, something enormous. But they went on to Ryan's show, and it was like Ryan was the guest on their show. Like, they completely took over. Like, you could just, like, the way that they just work together, you know, like, it's so crazy. They're like, I don't know how to even explain it. Their chemistry, their everything, you know, which they're brothers, but still, like, I don't know. It's just like you could watch them like put on a show for hours, you know, like they're just so entertaining. Like the way his brother just, his whole setup, the way he does things, the way he talks, you know, like he's very entertaining. Like I even went and subbed to his channel because even though he's a Cowboys fan, like, you know, like he's just a cool dude. So yeah, really good stuff. They do shows together too all the time, which is awesome.
Am I tripping? Tony Montana keeps saying he was first, and he's like, really, TL? I see your number directly under Denise, so I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but...
Well, there might not be on their screen, but Denise's was first on mine too.
Yeah.
With 35. It don't matter whose number anyway was first. It's just for marking the chat purposes. It's not like you win an extra prize to get your damn number in first, okay? Calm down, people. Tia, what's up? I see you. You're never late. You're always on time. Party don't start till you walk in, Tia. We're just here for you. G-Ball. Parsons had COVID last matchup. Yeah, you know what else happened the last matchup? Bosa got a concussion, was out half the game, so...
I do remember Debo running over Michael Parsons too, so...
Let me see. Joel, I see you. I'm going to get through this chat, and we're going to continue sooner or later. I just don't want to miss none of my people, you know? Dang, you guys are really on a roll today. Dang. So Aaron really did lose his channel. So what's
Yeah.
this? Are you starting a new one? Or are you just going to try to get that one back? What you going to do? Hit me in the DMs and let me know what happened. That sucks. We got to figure this shit out because that's like the 6th freaking content creator I know that's lost their channel now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, so let's do our flowers for this game and let's get on to the Cowboys talk since that keeps creeping in anyway. I'm going to start with our guy, Diamador Lenore. Everybody went into the game worried about what Diamador Lenore was going to do. And who's the one that had a shit game? Tarvarius Ward, not Diamador Lenore.
Yeah.
Diamador had, and he got an interception, which was freaking awesome. Let me pull up what I have on him real quick. So Diamador Lenore, 28 coverage snaps, 2 catches allowed, 16 yards allowed, 1 interception, a 20.8 passer rating when being targeted. Can't get better than that, people. So better get off my guy. And you know what I love about him is that they had put out this post before the game, like the NFL on Twitter or whatever. And it had said something about Diamador Lenore, and all the comments on it were talking about, what? He's trash. Get him off the field. He can't cover anybody. Get him off the team. All nothing but trash ass comments on the whole post. Diamador went through and liked every single one of those comments that said something bad about him before the game. And then he comes out and plays the game like he did.
Yeah. So for my flowers on defense, I think I'm gonna go Charles Omenihu.
Yeah, I had him too.
He did his thing. He led the team in sacks. I mean, that dude was money, And I think he's a free agent after this season. I wish they keep him because obviously we don't know what's going on with Kinlaw and everything. But yeah, Omenihu, he stepped up his game. He looked good. He looked good on the playoff game. So yeah, I'm gonna give my flowers to him.
Yep. He was awesome.
Yeah.
So I had Lenore, Omenihu, and obviously slash Bosa because he's the one that recovered. But Bosa he needs to have a monstrous game this week because he's been too quiet for my liking.
Yeah, he's been quiet.
Well, I'm gonna have to go. My other ones were CMC. Obviously, he's like I put CMC dash MVP because he's been the MVP of this team since he's come here. So
yes,
I mean, there's not more that we can say about him.
Yeah.
Like he's just been awesome. He does everything. I know a lot's been in discussion this week whether Dallas's running backs better than CMC. People are putting it out there. I just love the fact that he does everything, that he's always where he needs to be. He's the true definition of a quarterback safety blanket.
Oh, for sure.
We're seeing that. And I think no matter who's back there at quarterback, obviously we've already had 2 quarterbacks back there and we've seen that. So I feel confident going into next year, no matter who we have at quarterback with CMC there.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to give my other flowers to this player, and this is something Dallas knows nothing about. I'm going to give it to Robbie Gould. 4 for 4 on field goals and 3 for 3 extra points. You know what I'm saying? So
yep.
If Dallas, if their kicker wants to understand how to make extra points and field goals, just watch Robbie Gould in the playoffs because that's how you take care of business. So Robbie Gould gives flowers to me, and something, like I said, something the Cowboys kicker don't know nothing about. So, yeah, I'm going to give it to him. And then also I'm going to give it to Debo. He's been kind of quiet. He's been kind of quiet, all season. A lot of people were talking, another one, people were talking trash. We should have traded him. He ain't worth the money. This and that. Well, you know what? Him being on the field still makes everybody's job easier. You know what I mean? You still got to account for him. And playoff Debo is just different. You got goal line Greenlaw, who's just different on the goal line. And you got playoff Debo. Playoff Debo comes, he shows up. And he did his thing on Saturday. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Debo for that.
I can't stand you, Steve-O Supremo, by the way. Don't email me anymore. That wasn't Aaron. He's just freaking being stupid. That's not Aaron being stupid. That was Steve-O Supremo being stupid in Aaron's place. Jesse, I see you. I appreciate you stopping through. I saw because somebody had just said I just talked to Jesse. I mean, I had just talked to, damn it, where did it go? Ryan said he just talked to 49ers first takes. No, somebody just said they just talked to 49ers first takes. Where did it go? I don't know.
Oh,
Whatever.
okay.
I saw it, but the chat's going too crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, let's move on to this Cowboys game. We had talked about, the whole rivalry thing, and I'll talk a little bit why the Cowboys, like, I guess, because people normally around our age, like the Cowboys rivalry is the biggest one. Obviously, living through the 90s, the 80s, whenever, but the reason why it's not for me is because growing up, and, I've talked about when I became a 49ers fan and whatnot, but for those that don't know, growing up, my family's from Pennsylvania. They're all Eagles fans. So my grandpa was a big Eagles fan. So football would always be on the TV, but obviously, he's just paying attention to Eagles games, right? So I became a 49ers fan, and I was a 49ers fan for a few years before I actually paid attention and knew about football and understood, taught myself and understood and learned from people about the game, so I would watch it, but I didn't know or really care too much about it at the time. So when I was trying to remember when I was in the shower before the show, like the furthest back that I can remember, like actually paying attention to football and having a clue what was going on, like who was the quarterback and what, to kind of put a date on it, to kind of put a time frame. And I was thinking, I don't know if it was Jeff Garcia, maybe, or like, because when I first became a 49ers fan and really started trying to learn about football, it was Steve Young was the quarterback. So obviously way past the whole Joe Montana thing. So I know, the GOAT to you guys all is Joe Montana, but I mean, I don't really know or care too much about that, because I wasn't alive, nor was I a fan at the time, right? So the whole Cowboys rivalry, like I knew and was taught, obviously, by the people that I learned the 49ers from, that, okay, you're supposed to hate the Cowboys, right? And this is why, this is, what happened, this is the battles. Like I learned all that. So I learned to, okay, hey, I'm supposed to hate the Cowboys. But the team that broke my heart the most in the most, this last how many ever years was the freaking Seahawks. So that's the team I personally hate the most. I can't stand their fans. I can't stand the team. I can't stand the players. Like the Cowboys, yeah, I can't stand the fans. I can appreciate the talent that's on the Cowboys. Like the Seahawks, I really can't do that. Like I can't stand them all. Like I can't stand anybody on the team. I don't give a shit. Like I hate the colors. I hate the coach. I hate the city. I hate the 12s. I hate everything about that place and the fans and everything. And I know that most people our age, they feel that way about the Cowboys, So a long story to say, like I know and I feel and I hate the Cowboys, but just not as strong as I guess some of you guys do. Talk to me about your feelings on the rivalry with the Cowboys and, what you were doing those times in life.
So to me, it's the Dallas Cowboys who I have the hate for, and it's not close. Me growing up, I would watch football with my dad in the living room when I was a young kid, like 6, 7 years old. And he was always explaining to me, I was be like, what is 2nd and 8? What is 3rd and 7? Like he would always be like, oh, and he explained to me, okay, every team has 4 downs to get a first. And every time you get a first, you get to do it over. You get to keep the ball longer. And he was trying to get it, trying to explain that to a 7-year-old. He was trying to make it as simple as possible. But yeah, Cowboys were just one of those teams. Like I feel like, so I grew up in California, and everybody was either like Rams, Niners, Raiders, stuff like that. And I feel like in the early 90s, Cowboys fans came out the woodworks. Me being like in junior high and stuff, I'm like, there was this one guy I never forget. His name was Rick Gallegos. He was we and him played baseball together, and he was a Cowboys fan. Like I can truly say, like he was a true Cowboys fan when they were like 1-15, like when they were terrible.
Real quick before you continue, everybody, make sure you got your numbers in. I'm going to draw this winner while he's talking.
So so we were sitting there, and these Cowboys fans came out of nowhere. Then when they won the Super Bowl in 92, they came out of the woodworks. And then, like, during those times, the 49ers and Cowboys would meet in the NFC Championship. Like, that was like our rival. Like, that was the Super Bowl, to be honest. Like, those games were just so competitive. And then they would just give us a business. Like, they had our number. 92, 93, like, they literally, if it wasn't for us beating them in 94 to get our Super Bowl, they really could have won like 4 straight, which would have made me sick. But we interrupted their win streak because they won 92, 93. We won 94. Then they won again in 95. Then it pissed me off in 95 because we had Deion Sanders on our team on 94. Then he left us to go to Dallas, and I was pissed because I wanted to keep him. So yeah, it's just one of those things where Dallas fans were, just like I said, came out of the woodworks and they started talking trash. And I was a huge Barry Sanders fan when I was a kid. And then all I would hear was like Emmitt Smith is the greatest, and that would piss me off even more. So the fact that, I would always argue, and this, like I said, this was like in junior high and like my freshman year of high school. Everybody always still sitting there like, I'd argue about the Cowboys about just the teams in general. And then we would argue about who was a better running back, Barry Sanders or Emmett. And I'd be like, if Barry had Emmett's line, he'd have 2,000 yards every year. And Emmett's better. And so, yeah, the Cowboys hatred goes way back. So, yeah, so for me, it's Cowboys. The Seahawks are second. And I never really tripped off them because I'm like, oh, these dudes are bums. They don't have any Super Bowls, and they finally got their one. 60, and they finally got their one Super Bowl. And I think I mentioned this before on the show. The reason why I started hating the Seahawks was because I feel like they were dirty. I couldn't stand Pete Carroll. That dude was he's just like, the way he is to me is crooked, what he did at USC and all that stuff. But what made me mad the most is when Navarro Bowman tore his ACL going for that fumble, and he was getting taken out on the gurney, and the fans were throwing beer bottles at him. That pissed me off. I'm like, I can't stand these fools. So yeah, so that's how my hatred goes back. So yeah, I told you guys before, I'm in my 40s. I'm 43. So I'm old enough to remember the Joe Montana days and stuff like that. But yeah, I couldn't stand them fools. I still can't. So.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to scroll back here. So far, we got 55. We had a 54, 55. What was that? 60. So we got a 55 and a 65. So it would be 55 because she didn't go over.
Mm-hmm. Yes, JV. I'm 43 years old. I'll be 44 in October this year, my brother.
I think. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let me see. Seems a lot of people there as well hate the Cowboys the most, but we got some. You could tell because it seems like the younger ones is the Seahawks.
Seahawks, yeah.
You guys are showing your age by putting what team you hate the most. Let me just tell you. See, this is why I hate when I let too much time go through. It takes forever to find the damn numbers. You guys are only getting 1 minute to put the numbers from now on.
Talk to 30 seconds. Sam. Talk to him, Sam. That melanin don't crack.
That's true. I think let me keep scrolling just to make sure. 80.
I hate Kyle Williams.
Oh, God. Me too.
The 49ers are so great of a franchise. They've had the top 3 receivers in NFL history play on the team. Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, and Randy Moss. That's how great we are. That's how great we are.
That's pretty great, TL. Yeah. So with you hating the Cowboys as much as you do, how in the hell are you going to be in a relationship with somebody? Let's get to the bottom of this chat.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's talk about it.
How does that work?
Because I can put my differences aside if I can get a good woman out of it.
I think she just doesn't talk enough shit to you. Must be the problem.
Oh no, she does.
She better.
You should see the text messages. You should see the text messages I got from her talking trash. But yeah, if I can, to me, having a good woman who's by your side and looks out for you and takes care of you is much more important than her fandom of the Cowboys. So that's how I do it.
That's good. Good answer. And I agree. So it looks like Panama. This is the first one that Panama's won on the channel, I think. Congratulations, Fred Warner, Panama.
You see what my brother said? He said, "Don't do that, Miriah. Don't do that."
Well, I mean, people in the chat were wondering, so
yeah,
I got to help them out. Congrats, Panama. Panama, you can either DM me your address on Twitter. If not, then let me know. I can give you my email.
Tanya. Let's see what she put. It's okay. So Tanya, so could you date a Lakers fan? Because I know you love your Warriors. So
I wouldn't date a Lakers fan. I sure ain't dating a Cowboys fan. See, my wife's a Lakers fan, but she don't really watch sports. She just says she's a fan of whatever. But, she was already a 49ers fan when I met her, so it works out that way. The other sports, like, since I'm a bigger 49ers fan than I am anything else, like, that's the thing. Like, I've dated other, I dated guys that were Steelers fan, freaking Cowboys fan. It never worked. Like, no.
Symmetry said no thing as a Lakers
football
fan.
Season.
You see what Sim said? No such thing as a Lakers fan.
I agree. That's rude, Tanya. Now you're pushing the limits.
I'm feeling you on that one, Tanya. I don't like the Dodgers either. I'm feeling you on that one.
All right, so let's start a new giveaway, and then we'll go into this Cowboys game a little.
Sounds good.
What should we give away? How about let's show some Elijah Mitchell love?
Okay. Two people that we met in person, Fred Warner and Elijah Mitchell.
There you go.
It's perfect.
And for those that don't know, and those that aren't on Twitter, you should get a Twitter because we're doing a giveaway for Fred Warner autographed. It's a photo. So it's either one, you have a chance to win, either that one you get to pick Fred Warner or Elijah Mitchell once we get to 500 subs. But the only way you can enter is on Twitter. So if you have a Twitter and you're not entered yet, it's my pinned tweet. All you need to do is retweet that pinned tweet, make sure you're following TL and myself, and then post proof that you're subscribed to the channel. And you have to post a proof because that's the only way, like, obviously I can't, if there was a way that I could do it like halfway Twitter, halfway YouTube and join it all together, I would, but that's the only way I can do it. So
yeah,
that's why Bebop's not on Twitter, but I'm yelling at him to go get a freaking Twitter so he can get entered. Hey, Lawrence, appreciate you.
Hey, Lawrence.
All right, so yeah, get your numbers entered, 1 through 100. We'll do this Elijah Mitchell rated rookie. Get it. Good luck, everybody.
Sam said the Yankees will make my skin boil. You can't stand the Yankees, huh? That's my latest team in baseball, so I don't have no issue with that. I'm a Giant, she's Yankees, so it don't matter.
He said Cowboys, Magic, and Yankees is crazy. I mean, you have to be a little crazy to be dating this guy. So, I mean,
hey,
I met her in person. She's not that crazy, guys. I promise.
I think Izzy said we have duplicates. Let me go back and take a look.
Take care of it, Melissa. We got 35 moderators in this channel. You guys should be able to take care of it.
Let me see. It looks like Izzy was first with 38. I think. Let me go up. I don't want Tony Montana yelling at me. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Izzy with 38 is first. Let me see here. Oh yeah. Denise, you got to pick another number. JDLR had 23 a little bit before you.
Get with the program, people. Come on.
We have 223s.
JV, who we kicking out? That's the only moderation that JV knows how to do.
Yeah, so Denise, you got to pick another number, and Tony Montana, you got to pick another number. Somebody picked 42 before you. 49ers Jive, it was right before you. So you have to pick another number, my guy. Sorry, Ronnie Lott is not available right now.
Who? 49ers Jive snuck in.
Yeah, with 42, right above Tony Montana.
Well, 49ers Jive, welcome to the channel. Appreciate you. All right, so let's talk some Cowboys. What are you scared? Are you nervous? What's your outlook?
I'm gonna keep it a stack here. A little bit nervous. I'm not gonna sit there and say I'm not. I think you want me to give the whole analysis, or we're good?
No.
Don't get the whole analysis, or do it? No. Yes. So, if that's your only question, yes, I am a little nervous. So.
Okay. Well, I'm not. So that's good to know.
Okay.
All right. Now you can give your whole analysis.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you for letting me get my opinion in real quick. I think we win this game, regardless. I just, I think our team is just more physical. We just have the better roster. It was funny. I heard these Cowboys fans talking trash, talking about they have a better roster than the 49ers across the board. They said that Michael Parsons is better than Bosa. CeeDee Lamb was better than Debo. You see the Tony Pollard talk saying he's better than Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it's been crazy, So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. What I mean when I say I'm nervous, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I've seen people saying like, "Oh, we're gonna beat them by 3 scores." I just don't see that. I mean, even last year, I know we're better. I know we're better this year than last year, but last year what the game was 23-17, so it was pretty close, But I think we win. I think if you want me to give a score prediction.
No, not yet.
Not yet. So yeah, I just think we're better across the board. What I don't want though is for us to start slow like we did against Seattle. We can't have that because Dallas is a better team. You know what I mean? So we can't be letting them, we can't. I mean, I know we have the offense, we have the weapons now. It's not like when we had, Jimmy where Kyle was like what 1 and something, like when he was trailing by 2 scores at halftime,
yeah.
I'm not really worried about that anymore because now we have an offense that can move the ball and we just have weapons everywhere. So yeah, my only hope is that we don't start off slow and that we get to the quarterback because I think as long as we keep Dak uncomfortable, I don't think they have any chance of winning this game.
Yeah, you know what I think is crazy going into last week. The national media talking heads, whatever they are, where they're talking about how, most of them all had Tampa Bay winning, right? The Cowboys couldn't beat Tampa Bay, can't beat Tom Brady in the playoffs, yada, right? Yada, yada, yada. So if so many people had them losing to Tampa Bay in the first round, why the fuck all of a sudden would you think that they're going to beat us? Like, that's what I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all I've heard all week is, like I said, the 49ers better be scared. The 49ers haven't played nobody like the Cowboys. The 49ers haven't played a defense like the Cowboys. 49ers haven't played an offense like the Cowboys. Like, they're so spectacular all of a sudden. Prior to last week, they were doing nothing but talking shit about the Cowboys, talking shit about how bad Dak was, talking shit about everything. And then all of a sudden they come out and they have a good game against a 95-year-old quarterback that's throwing balls in the dirt the entire fucking game.
Yeah, he looked terrible.
He was throwing touchdowns to Gronk, who ain't even on the team anymore. Nobody's in the back of the fucking end zone for your touchdown, old man. Gronk ain't there. He's not going to pop up from fucking under the ground, okay? Like, terrible. Their defense was trash. They have no fucking run game. The wide receivers couldn't catch fucking anything. And now you think that the Cowboys are going to come in and all of a sudden have those same results that they just had against that shit-ass team A team that shouldn't even been in the playoffs in the first place.
Yeah, 8 and 9 is crazy. Yeah.
You know, they wouldn't have been in the playoffs if they had an actual decent freaking division. But
Yeah.
since they don't, that's why they sneaked in. Obviously, by the team, by the display that they put on in front of the fucking world Monday night, they shouldn't have been there. But it's just crazy to me, like the disrespect, you know, like Brock Purdy beats Tampa Bay, and all we hear about is, oh, it's Tampa Bay. They're so bad. He's not shit, right? Dak beats Tampa Bay, and all of a sudden now he's a fucking Hall of Fame fucking quarterback overnight. You know, it's like, did we not forget, like, he had all these freaking interceptions and played like 5-6 less games than every other fucking quarterback in the league? Like, what are we talking about here? And now he's going to be going against the number 1 defense in the league? Like, and you think that he's just going to roll out there and fucking dice us up like we're the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Like, I just don't get it. Like, the disrespect.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think, and I know you always bring this up too. You always ask about the matchup that, you know, that's going to concern me the most. I tell you what, I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen because they move him around. If I'm Mike McCarthy, if I was smart about this, Michael Parsons would be going against Mike McGlinchey all game. And if he does that, because they know he's our weak link on that offensive line, if Michael Parsons is over there, you know, because he ain't gonna do anything when it comes to Trent Williams. But if he's on that right side, rushing the passer, Mike McGlinchey is going to have a long day, and I hope it doesn't force us to try to use Kittle on that line to help block to contain him. He hasn't been used as a blocker since Brock Purdy has come in, but when it comes to the playoffs, you know, teams adjust. They start doing stuff. You know, what it comes down to it is you have your strengths. You have your strengths take care of their weaknesses, and that's what it's all about. You attack the weaknesses with your strengths, and then when it comes down to it, Mike McGlinchey has a problem with edge rushers who are fast like that. So I think if I had to pick a matchup, he has a problem with whatever. It was funny too, off subject, but I was cracking up. Those people who were recorded the 49ers last week coming out of the tunnel, and they were named off the starting offense. They were like Deebo Samuel and Mike McGlinchey was first. You can hear people in the background, boo, you effing suck, and this and that. But then everybody else, like even when they got to like Aaron Banks and Jake Brendel, everybody was like, yeah, like everybody was all happy. But with him, people booed him coming out that tunnel. So that just goes to show you what people think about Mike McGlinchey. And I know, like, you know, you look at Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, they're smart coaches. Like, they know what they're doing. So I know they're going to look at the film, look at that and try to attack our weakness. But yeah, I just, it's going to be a crazy game. Like, it gives me goosebumps because I feel like we're back in like the 90s again. Kind of like how like it was always like the Cowboys and 49ers would play every single year in the playoffs. It was like clockwork. And now we've got it now for the next 2 years. And then we play them again in the regular season in 2023 in San Francisco again, or Santa Clara, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think, like I said, when you look at it, we're just the better team. We're on a roll. And this is funny because everybody was like, well, you know, I've heard a couple people, even my lady's son, he was just like, you always tell me that teams are due for a loss. He goes, and I think you're due for a loss, because he's a Cowboys fan.
He's turning your own words against you now.
He is, and I think it's hilarious. But yeah, I'm just like, but yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting game. But like I said, when ultimately it comes down to it, we are the better team. And like I said, I think, you know, this bad blood runs deep. And there's so much at stake. Like, you know, we can't let them beat us in our own home. We can't let them go further in the playoffs because it's a chance that they might get their 6th Super Bowl ring. And if that happens, you know, all the trash talking is going to happen. We got number 6 before you and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it's going to be some I just can't wait.
Hey, Lauren, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Lauren Lee. There's lots of Lees in this chat.
There is.
The Faithfullee, you know how we do. Silverado Kevin said, with each round of the playoffs, the pass rush will have to step up more and more, and not just Bosa. Sunday, we need to get to Dak early and often. Doesn't have to be a sack. Hurries hits will suffice. Yep, I agree. 100.
Just make him uncomfortable.
Yeah, because I think if I'm not mistaken, this game against the Seahawks, Bosa didn't have any sacks or pressures.
No.
So, like, we can't be having that happen.
No, we can't.
Sure. So a couple of things. Let's see. I wrote down some things that I've been hearing the Cowboys fans bitch about all week. So obviously, this will be a good time. Let's talk about this. For those that aren't on Twitter or social media, like I don't know if you've heard about it. I don't know if it's just out there in the general news of, that's going around, but I know on social media it's a big thing that's going around, and it's with a Dallas radio station, 105.3 The Fan, it's called. It's a radio station out of Dallas. They went on the record this week, on their show, whatever, and they were talking about pretty much, the conversation before, the whole thing doesn't get released, just the clip of the bad stuff gets released. But, the conversation before was talking about, which I've heard so much this week that, and I kind of agree. If I wasn't a 49ers fan, I would probably think the same thing, that it's unfair for Kyle Shanahan to have CMC on this team with, even if we didn't have any other weapons. But to be this loaded in weapons and then to add CMC, like, it's just, such a, like, makes our offense so great, and it's just like an unfair advantage to everybody else. Well, good for them, good for us in that situation. But, everybody else is crying about it. So, but they were talking about CMC, and let me see what they said. So they, there's two guys, they're talking back and forth. So they say he's made it unfair. He's healthy now. In Carolina, he could never stay healthy. Now he never gets hurt. Yeah, we could use an injury. Hamstring maybe, or a hamstring would be good. So, they're talking back and forth about, that he, with Carolina, the Panthers, he was always hurt all the time. Since he's became a 49er, he hasn't gotten hurt. But, pretty much now would be a good time for him to get hurt. Maybe he could pull up hamstring so that they don't have to play against him. I think it's fucking disgusting. Let's start there. I'm such a huge football fan and a person with a fucking heart, like a normal human being, that I would never wish, injury upon somebody like that. Like, I would never wish, even with, like, I just told you guys all how much I hate the Seahawks and can't stand their players. And I would never go into a game, or not even into a game, just in general, and wish any harm against any of those people. Right. Like, I don't know those people. Like, exactly. Right. Like, this is their life. This is the way they take care of their family. Like, this is, they set up their families for the future, everything, their livelihood, every fucking thing, everything that they've done from the day they could walk up until this point has been to play football. Like, I would never wish injury on anybody. And so for two grown fucking men to have a radio station, which from the looks of it, it's a pretty popular radio station in Dallas. And people say, oh, well, it was a joke and they didn't really mean that. Like, I don't give a fuck if it was a joke. Honestly, I don't. Like, joking or not, like, that's not something that you joke around. You don't wish injury or hope injury or even say anything about wanting a fucking player to get injured, because you're too much of a fucking pussy to play against them, or your team, not even your team to freaking play against them. Well, you sit on your fat ass on your couch and freaking watch it, I couldn't, oh my God. Like, and it's funny, obviously everybody knows, like, Grant's a friend of mine. And I know, obviously I'm not stupid. I know a lot of people don't like him, but for him to post, he just shared the tweet that was going around about it and put disgusting. And you know how many people, like, I seen retweet it or comment or whatnot, and say, like, wow, this is the first time I've ever agreed with Grant on something. So if the big villain that everybody thinks, the biggest dickhead in 49ers land, Grant Cohn, even he thinks it's fucking disgusting and wouldn't even do that. Like, it's just sick. I can't. What were your thoughts on that whole thing?
I mean, you pretty much spoke for both of us on this one. But yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. And I don't care how much I hate a team, as much as I hate Dallas. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I wish CeeDee Lamb tears his Achilles, and that's
Right.
just nasty work. You don't talk like that. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. This is how these players feed their families. I'm sure a lot of them bought their mom homes and stuff like that. And the fact that you're sitting here wishing an injury on somebody is crazy to me. I don't care how much you hate a team. I don't care what the situation is. Like, at the end of the day, they're still human beings. This is their job. A lot of them are married, got kids, whatever the case may be, and this is how they earn their money, their paycheck, week in, week out. So to sit there and say, oh, I mean, that's no different than sitting there saying like, hey, you're a construction worker. I hope you have a bad back because I don't want, stuff, whatever the case may be. Like, that's just dirty. Like, you just don't, you don't speak life and death. You don't speak, if you want to speak on somebody, speak life. Don't speak death on them. You know what I mean? So the fact that he came out and said that, I mean, and the audacity for him to even say that in public, like, you know what I mean? Like, regardless, saying it in the dark is no different than saying it in the light. But the fact that he said it with no shame and thinking it was okay, I can just imagine the stuff he says when he's not on the air.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's crazy to me. It's just, I don't know. It's dirty. And even him saying that, like, I don't even know if he's going to come on and apologize or whatever the case may be. But, for you to say that to me is just crazy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've been looking to see like because so many people, like if you search for it on Twitter, like so many people have tagged the radio station. The two guys' names are out there. They're tagging them. So I've been looking to see if anything's been released, if the station has said anything, and nothing as of now. Who knows if they will, because they're in Dallas. You can't expect much from those people.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey, I see you. Raymond Martinez, good to see you.
So, Ray?
It's been a while.
No, Izzy, I haven't heard anything about Cowboy getting on the radio. Have you? You, Miriah?
About who?
A Cowboy, Justin Smith.
Oh, no. I thought you meant Cowboy Angel.
Oh,
that's
no,
the only
no.
Cowboy I know.
Oh, no.
Darlene, I don't agree with you, but I appreciate you stopping in nonetheless. Let's see. You are?
Crazy.
Lawrence Lee or Lawrence Lee something?
Or is Lee the first name?
Yeah, I don't know. Lee. Maybe it's the first, middle, and last. All right. Everybody that hasn't gotten entered, Darlene's talking up a storm. Hopefully, I'm not reading it also. Hopefully it's respectful, Darlene. I see a bunch of F words, so who knows?
Yeah.
Whatever. But good. Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, Swan. That's what I was going to say. Everybody have your numbers in here because I'm about to draw the winner of this. And then we'll get some score predictions going. Good luck, everybody.
This is for the Elijah Mitchell, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So if you guys already guessed like 10 minutes ago, that's probably included in this one. Because I feel like all these people guessing right now have already guessed. Lawrence Lee Jackson.
Okay.
The Lee people, they're cool. Lauren is my first name. Lee is my last. Oh, and I'm a he. Okay. It's good. My last name is Lee as well, Lauren. All right. I don't know. Tanya says she's guessing 600 times. She don't give a shit about no rules. 62. Steve said, don't be taking his fucking number, okay?
I'm trying to figure out where it started at. Let me see. Oh, Izzy at 38. Okay. It was 62?
Yep. Yeah.
Right. Let me go ahead and scroll down and find this here.
And I'm scrolling up. Tia's calling people idiots.
Yeah, that radio guy.
Oh.
Dang, I see 67. And that's Panama again, but let's see what
Damn. Panama gonna do a clean sweep. Watch out. Damn, I bet can't even get to them. I'm trying to scroll up.
Let me see.
We're getting there, guys. Collie, I see you snuck in. Appreciate you, brother. If you're still here. I mean, I
Symmetry.
appreciate you regardless, but
Yeah. Or you be coming up with this stuff. This fool said TL's nervous. His lady gonna put Visine in his cereal if we win
I
it
put
all.
that up there. Yeah.
Visine, like of all places, of all
Yeah,
things.
because Visine gives you diarrhea.
Does it?
Yeah.
How do you know all this random stuff?
Because you have to take care of business sometimes. You have to poison people if you have to poison people.
You know my lady will not eat Caesar dressing no more because of you.
Oh no.
She refuses now. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, if you like it, just eat it.
Well, she likes freaking cream cheese and she won't admit it, so. Did we find a winner yet? 62.
I'm looking still. It's a lot of numbers. Well, we told them to put their numbers in like 20 minutes ago. So
Panama from coming up, she's the one that I seen that's closest.
yeah, I see 67 is the closest so far as well. But I just want to make sure I don't want to slight anybody on here.
Oh, they'll tell us, I'm sure.
No, I
At
had
least
63.
I'm seeing some chat that I'm missing. Silverhouse Kev says my ex-wife is a damn Dallas fan, and my best friend's a Dallas fan. She's already talking shit.
Yep, my best friend's a Dallas fan too. Yep, I think it's Panama. I don't see
Panama. Panama's coming in, cleaning the room, sweeping up. Congrats, sis. Elijah Mitchell, rated rookie.
Everybody's asking why. So this is at our draft party. Miriah told my lady, and my lady hates seafood, hates it. She told my lady that Caesar's dressing is made with anchovies. So now that she knows that, she won't eat it. And I was like, yeah, but you've been smashing it for years. You know you like it. Yeah, but just the fact that they got anchovies, I'm not eating it. So yeah, so she won't touch it now.
Hilarious. And I even told her, like, it's only the like expensive ass, Caesar's dressing. Like if you go to some usually like Italian, high class Italian restaurants I can never fucking go in. Like those shits, like they grind it, make it right there with some chopping up the fish fucking right there on the table. And I'm like, my grandpa used to take me fishing with those things. I don't think we're supposed to be eating that, but
So yeah. Yeah, I agree. No borders, and I told her not all of it, but she don't care. She ain't taking no chances. She's like, I heard anchovies. I'm not feeling that. So she don't eat it. See, look, Ray is like Caesar salad is fire. See, but yeah, she won't touch the dressing now.
Steve-O, you better shit it.
Exactly, Tanya. If it tastes good, so what, right? If it tastes good, eat it.
Not mushrooms, anchovies.
No, not anchovies. I'm gonna puke on myself. Some people be putting anchovies on pizza and stuff. Yeah, I can't do that. So you
Tony says my pops eat those straight.
Ugh. You said you used to get anchovies for fishing?
Yeah.
I know my dad, he used to buy liver and he let it sit out and like in the sun so it would spoil.
Oh.
No, seriously, but it was spoiled. But then, like, man, you put that on the hook, them fishes come right away because that smell reels them in. It was crazy, yeah.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yep, liver, yep, and it would go bad. He'd leave it in the heat, but it stunk, but it worked.
Hey, Paul.
I love me some tuna symmetry.
And figs. What the hell?
I can eat some tuna. True story. So my brother, your brother knows the liver story. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some score predictions, people. Drop your score predictions. If you guys let JDLR beat you for another week.
No, he's won like 3 times already.
Yep. Him and Ryan, they're leading the score prediction battle so far.
What did I do?
Hopefully, this isn't our last week of doing it.
Exactly. What did I say, JV?
What?
I don't know. He said, well, T.O., you did it. I don't know what he's talking about, but maybe I disgusted him saying the liver, letting it spoil.
He threw up.
I guess.
Swan. I stopped putting Swang on the list because he never fucking shows up. Now that I don't put him on there, now he wants to show up. Melissa 38-17. Tony Montana, we're doing score predictions. Let's see. So. People we got us kicking ass or what? Steve-O 27-15. Is the kicker going to be missing some kicks again?
Oh, what do you think? That's pretty much guaranteed.
I have some over-unders for us to go through once we get done with score predictions, but that wasn't one of them. So let's start with that.
I'm going to see if they have that at the sports book. I'm going to say he misses one only.
I can't fucking believe. Like, I have never seen something in my life as crazy as a kicker going and missing 4 straight fucking extra points. Like, that shit was crazy. Like, seriously crazy. Like, I'm surprised they even let that freaking guy come back out with the team after halftime. Yeah. Like, they should have just said, you might as well just stay in there. We don't even need you.
Yeah, that was I couldn't believe it. I thought, okay, he missed 1, he missed 2. Okay, then when I was like, what? He missed a 3rd one? I'm like, what's going on? And then he missed another. I'm like, this can't be real. I'm like, this dude is shaving points.
The world was going nuts when he missed the 3rd one. And then to have a freaking 4th one come, I'm like, you gotta be kidding.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Dang, Christy says 41-17.
Ooh, okay. Woo. I like it.
I hope you're right, because I would love nothing more than to come out and continue to kick ass. I feel like 49ers Jive entered this chat with a different name. Because I know I'm not crazy, because I just saw that picture earlier with a different name.
And you know what's so crazy about him missing those 4 kicks? My girl's brother, he made a bet. He was like, I want to do the Cowboys to cover, and I want to do the under at 45.5. They scored exactly 45 points. Exactly. So he won his bet by 0.5 point.
Wow.
And I'm just like, the fact that Vegas knew that there was going to be 45 points scored is crazy.
And having a kicker miss all that.
And having a kicker miss 4 of them. Mm-hmm. Rigged. It's scripted. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh, yeah. John said the liver story.
Oh.
Denise 31-24. So what are you going with?
Hers is similar to mine, actually. I'm gonna go. Hers is only thing is I'm gonna go 31-23. Good job, Denise. I was thinking the same thing. I think we win. I think we cover the spread. The spread was at 3.5 this morning, and now it's back at 4.
Hey, Robert. Good to see you. 49ers will win. Did I get Bryant 31-17? Yes. I'm going with 31-20.
31-20. Okay.
Is this the imposter or will the real Aaron please stand up? Don't be impostering numbers. 44-14. Man. Spoiled liver is Jerry Jones.
I saw that. We can put it on the timeline if you want, Izzy, because I'm sure other people would love to hear that interview with Justin Smith too.
Yeah. Panama. Did I get her? No. Yeah, 27-23. What is this? 37, 320. We're going to score 321 points. Ryan, 38-27.
Y'all eating some fentanyl sandwiches if you're thinking you're scoring 35 on us. That's hilarious. 35-28 Cowboys. Okay.
Well, we know you ain't winning the score prediction.
She better not. I might go missing. No,
all right, guys. The champ, JDLR, is coming in with 31-21.
What's the over-under on this? Curious.
Moses, 31-17.
So the over-under is 46 points.
The under is what?
Over under for the score, the point scored are 46 points total.
Wow.
And the spread is 49ers -4, but this morning it was 49ers -3.5.
41-28.
I think so too, Ray. That's a little low. I think there's gonna be more points scored
Yeah,
than
that
that.
is.
But then again, who knows, man?
Yeah. But if Vegas is saying it's that low, then that might be telling us something. Sim said that was a Vegas rig job.
Oh, for sure.
Tia 24-17. We're almost done, guys, and we'll get another giveaway going.
Ron. Key and Pill.
Steve Price. 35-28 Cowboys.
Yeah, Ray, that could be it too. But I'm thinking though, it's like we haven't scored. I mean, all of Purdy's starts, we scored over 30, except for that Seahawks game that we played them in the regular season. So for them to only be 46 is crazy to me, which makes me think something. But yeah, I mean, because I figure we're gonna probably score that on our own, unless they think it's gonna be a beat down, like 31 to 15 or something like that. But yeah.
Hold on, my dogs are barking because my wife just got home. So hold on.
Yeah, that's okay. What's the reward for score prediction? Giving out cards for score prediction still, right? Yeah, so you get a card if you guess the score right. JDLR.
few.
You get a few of them. I think you get like 3 of them, I believe. So
It
yeah,
all depends. It's more of a dollar value than
yeah,
an amount of cards. So I put together a little prize pack.
little package for you. 31-14 Cowboys could be. Yeah, you could be right, Steve. Because we've scored 30 points in what 9 straight games or something like that, or 9 of the last 10 games or something like that. So yeah, Niners might get 14.
Mm-hmm. You're funny.
If Niners only score 14 points, I'll sell you $50. You're on nail polish remover. That's hilarious.
Who said that? Sim?
Sim, because what Steve Price said. He said 31-14 Cowboys. He said 31
He's
on
saying
us.
all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Christy said, "Don't do drugs, Steve."
Yeah. Yeah, I will. I'm a man on my word. I'll sell you $50 if the Niners only score 14 points.
Now Sim's giving weed lessons. Weed is a flower. Smoking that lavender. Steve, it don't matter because you're a Packers fan anyway, so you're not getting shit. So how about that, buddy? All right, let me just make sure I didn't miss any. Sim says some weird shit. Absolutely.
Yeah, he be on some stuff. He be on some stuff.
49-0. You guys are crazy. All right, so if anybody else comes and wants to put in your score predictions, you can do so. I'm missing a couple people. David McNew, Bebop, Tia. So if we see them pop in, yell at them.
All right.
I mean, not Tia. Did I say Tia? Or I said
you
Tanya?
did.
Okay, I meant Tanya.
Tanya, okay.
One of those tea ladies. All right, so I wonder who the Cowboys fans think is going to stop our offense. That's what I'm wondering.
It's not going to be Trayvon Diggs.
It sure is not.
Because Brandon Ayuk going to put him in a blender for sure.
We've seen what happened to him last year with his 4 interceptions having ass, and you guys think he's a top corner in the league, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who. I mean, I know they were hyping up Leighton Vander Esch because he came back and he made some plays and stuff. But, and if this is what I'm going to say though, if the Cowboys are having success in stopping our run, all they're going to do is put Christian McCaffrey in the slot, and ain't nobody gonna stop him there. Van Der Esch ain't gonna be able to cover him, none of your safeties, and that's gonna open up things for Ayuk and Debo. So yeah, it's not. I'm not worried about them stopping. We have too many weapons for them to stop. Literally, I mean, Michael Gallup is solid. Really, you put a stop on CeeDee Lamb and Pollard. They really ain't got nothing. Ezekiel Elliott's only effective when you get him in the red zone. When he's in the 5 yard line, he's effective because he scores a little short yardage touchdowns. But other than that, he seems like he's washed. He hasn't been running the ball good in the last like 2 years.
Yeah, and
You
it
know what I'm
seems like they
saying?
only like give him the ball because of who he is and the amount of money he's making.
Money's
You know,
working
it's
with.
like the
Yeah,
last game against Tampa Bay, he carried the ball like 14, 16 something times and only
yeah,
had like 20 something yards. Like the
yeah,
lowest fucking possible thing you could be doing out there. When if you would have gave the ball to Tony Pollard, he probably would have had freaking 80 yards off those carries, you know?
yeah.
It's like you guys are doing like they're like doing their team a disjustice, whatever,
Disservice. Yeah,
by freaking playing that guy, you know,
I
just
think
because he's
Pollard.
making all
Yeah,
that money.
yeah. I think Pollard right now is no question. He's the better running back.
Oh
There's no
yeah.
question. But I do feel like Ezekiel Elliott is effective. We get him in the 10 yard line because he's strong. You know, he can get them short yardage touchdowns. But that's really it. Like you said, you give him the ball, and he can block. You're right, Twin. He can block. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's really his only strength right now, his blocking and his short yardage, short yardage runs for touchdowns. Because other than that, like you said, 14 carries for under 30 yards. That's like 2 yards a carry. That's terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if we can keep them out of the red zone. But I do, who else is pretty solid? I'm not gonna take away their tight end is pretty solid. So I give them their tight end is pretty solid. But Gallup,
I
I'll
mean, but
take
this
I'll take
season,
Demo. Yeah.
before this playoff game, this season, their tight end only had 57 catches for 577 yards and 5 touchdowns. So it's not like he's one of the out there fucking killing things, you know. It's
Yeah,
not like
no.
he's Kelsey out there.
Yeah, no. But I know he was hurt for a few games. I think he missed like 4 games. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. I know they have 2 tight ends, but there's one
Dalton
that's really
Schultz,
good. Dalton Schultz. Yeah, yeah, he's pretty good.
like
So you
he
got
had a hell
him.
of a game this last game.
Oh, he
But
did. Yeah, he killed. But that's what we have people like Fred Warner you know, who can cover him. But yeah, I don't like I said, I think we just have too many weapons. You got, I think as long as and I don't see Charvarius Ward having another bad game like he did against Metcalf. I feel like him and CeeDee Lamb is a better matchup because CeeDee Lamb is not as physical as DK Metcalf. And I think that Ward can hang with him better. And Demo, I think he can. I don't think I'm too worried about Michael Gallup as much. But you know who else I forgot they had? It was pretty solid. They do got T.Y. Hilton. That who's a deep ball guy and stuff like that. Yeah, I know he's old and stuff,
yeah,
but he's still pretty effective. He still has some speed and stuff like that. But yeah, we're just a better team all around.
go ahead and get your numbers in. Faithful for this Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Thunder and Lightning playoff card. Good luck, everybody. 1 through 100. I see a couple of people already got theirs in. So let me see. We're gonna start. We're gonna start with Twin at picking 3 right here at 535.
Okay, yeah, I see it. Okay.
So if you put your number before that, re-put it. So good luck, everybody. I was watching Chris Sims last night, and they did like this little exercise where they went through and compared each position group on the 49ers and on the Cowboys, and then gave which one to which team, whoever won that position group. And the only 2 position groups that they had the Cowboys, that they had better people at that position than us was quarterback and cornerback. What you think about that?
I'd give him the quarterback position. Corner, I think it's pretty equal, to be honest. I think it's equal. I think the only position that they are stronger at, you can argue, is the quarterback position, just because Dak's a little bit more seasoned, and and it's easy to say it because we haven't seen it, but I truly believe like Dak is a pretty good quarterback, and I feel like you switch him and Brock, our offense would be probably better, if I'm being honest here. So, yeah, other than that, that's it. David Villa changed number.
Change your number to David Villa.
The Swan, I think you're right. I think we're going to play that bully ball. I think this team is just way too physical. The Cowboys are pretty finesse on both
Yeah,
sides of the ball. So, yeah, I think it's going to be some bully ball. I think we're going to push them around. Like I said last year, we played them in Dallas. Like we just manhandled them. You know, we just out physical them. Like Mike Singletary said, physical with the F. You know what I'm saying? So we just did our thing. So.
Paul says if we eliminate the whole rookie thing, is Dak better than Brock?
Well, I don't know.
I think
Dak
there's
as a
just a bigger
rookie,
sample size.
Dak as a rookie went 13-3 as a rookie, so he was excellent as a rookie. So I don't know. I think that Dak is still a better quarterback than Brock
Yeah,
Purdy.
I thought Dak was going to be really nice for the Cowboys. After that rookie year, after him coming in for the hurt Romo and all that, taking over the team. He was looking nice then. He was able to move better, and he just seemed more like, I thought you're supposed to get like more accurate and more everything as you go along, but it seems like he's lost. Like, I don't know. He just doesn't seem to me as good as he once was.
Yeah, because last year he was pretty good. Like that was the number one offense, but too, they had more weapons. They got rid of Amari Cooper. When they had Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup, those are three great receivers to throw to. So you have that. So I think, and like I said, now he lost Amari Cooper. Ezekiel Elliott really ain't the same. Michael Gallup was hurt all year, pretty much. I mean, he's been hurt, off and on, kind of like Elijah Mitchell has been. So really his only weapons out there, and Schultz has been hurt. So really he's throwing a CeeDee Lamb, and he's getting the ball, and they still can't stop him. So I will say right now he's better. So I mean, I'm not gonna be biased and be like, oh, Brock Purdy's better than Dak. Nah, he ain't. He's not. Could he be? I mean, who knows? I can say
He
probably.
could be.
He could be.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. So, but as of right now, January 19th, 2023, he's not better than Dak Prescott. I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. He's not sorry either. Sim says he is.
I don't know if he's agreeing with me or saying that Brock is better. I don't know what he's saying, but yeah.
Get your numbers in, people. We're going to do this last giveaway, and then we're going to get off your TVs for the day. You don't have to look at us and hear us anymore. But we'll be back. I don't know about TL because he's always calling in sick to work on game days, so you never know. But I'll be back. Melissa will be back. JV will be back. The people that don't come late to work, that don't play hooky to their job, they'll be here. I don't know. That's about
funny.
TL.
I play hooky and I still get paid. That's awesome.
Well, when you pay hooky from the job that don't pay you, that's what happens. You think all these people want to work for free? No. But there they are.
Yeah, that's funny.
It is TDP. If you get the number exactly right, you get this TDP. What's this called? Autograph. And then this is the one that's on deck. Once that one's won, we got a Danny Gray autograph coming up. So yes, Melissa.
She always throws me under the bus. I'm used to it.
Yeah. Especially on the actual day of the instant reaction show. I throw them under the bus during the entire show, so everybody knows.
It's a good thing I don't listen.
Name any other time you've seen a run game like this. I was trying to think today when I seen a team, because I forget who said this, but they said that you have to take advantage when you have a team that's as stacked as the 49ers, that you can't, that this is the year to, you can't, lose right now. Like, you need to get a freaking chip this year, like, because this team's as stacked as maybe a team, that some people have ever seen, So I was trying to remember, like, what are the teams that compare, from the past to how stacked the 49ers offense is right now?
Well, offensively, I would say we're better than this team. But the run game, when Kyle was the OC for the Atlanta Falcons
Falcons, yeah.
with Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman, that was pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what I always wanted, over here. And I feel like we have something that's on the verge of that with CMC and Elijah Mitchell, if he were to do that, if he were to use them the way he was actually using the running backs in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, because I remember having Devontae Freeman that year on my fantasy football team, and he was killing it. Like him and Tevin Coleman both were just beasts. So it's funny how it's another Kyle Shanahan offense, but I'm trying to think of another team that had a great running game like this, but I don't know. I can't really think of one, to be honest.
Yeah, and like this game, I was surprised because we seen the week before they came out and used, Elijah Mitchell's first game back from injury, and we used him like crazy. He was running great, and then this game, it didn't seem, his like when he did get the ball, his carries weren't going for much, but I feel like maybe Shanahan gave up on him too early. Like, like we didn't see Elijah Mitchell much through this last game. I felt like, like balance it out, use them both, But you know what? I am good to see. Like I thought for sure, like, okay, is Kyle going to come out of the second half? And since Brock Purdy was a little shaky in the first half, he's just going to freaking run it, just freaking 9 straight runs, But no, like we haven't seen that, Oh, that's before we go. I do want to talk to you about some things about Purdy because, and it leads me to this, is that we haven't seen Kyle even seem like he's considering taking the ball out of Purdy's hands. Like Purdy goes out there, he makes a mistake, and Kyle calls a pass play immediately after. Like we don't see, Purdy makes a mistake, and then all of a sudden the run game, the running backs are running the ball 15 times in a row,
Yeah.
And we've talked about that, in the last few weeks, how much it seems that Kyle has this trust for Purdy that we hadn't seen with Jimmy, right?
That's true.
So Kyle came out this week and says, when they had asked him about, well, last week, let's start with this one because I thought this was kind of interesting. They had asked him something about, how, like, what does he do to, like, when Purdy, like, makes a bad play or whatever, what does Kyle do? And he says, first of all, most of the times, Purdy already knows. He's already going to know that he made a mistake on that play before Kyle even says something to him. And he says, and he loves it that with Purdy, he don't feel like he has to give him 15 compliments before he tells him what he did wrong. So he throws that out there, right? Why would you say that unless you've had to do that in the past, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then this week he says about like the way that I think it was like how Purdy reads the game or sees the field or sees who's open or whatnot. And Kyle says, I think we see the game very similar. And we've never heard him say like he would hardly even talk good about Jimmy. Like we've seen him lose his shit on the sidelines for Jimmy, right? Like go crazy. Like we'd get him in pressers and it's like, well, maybe if he would just talk nice about Jimmy, talk up his quarterbacks, like this was always a thing. Like, why doesn't he talk good about his quarterback? Why doesn't he, like, well, now we're seeing
Kyle,
that he
though, Kyle, though, he never talked good about Jimmy, but never talked bad about him either.
No, he won't get up there and throw his players under the under the bus like some coaches do, but he sure wouldn't get up there and praise him or say much. Like he would just be, oh yeah, Jimmy did okay, yeah, he's good, But like he's up there like talking about Purdy way different than what I've heard how he talks about anybody else. So that's
I want to give this to Sam real quick because he said the running game to the Falcons wasn't as close to ours. Ours is better, but when I say that they were effective, so this is just Devontae Freeman's numbers. The last 2 years, Kyle was running that offense. In 2015, he had 1,634 all-purpose yards and 15 touchdowns. In 2015, and in 2016, he had 1,541 yards and 13 touchdowns. And that's just Devontae Freeman. Like he was effective. That running game was amazing. Devontae Freeman, he's not as elusive and not ever was as good as Christian McCaffrey in his prime, but he had 1,000 yards in each season. He averaged over 1,000 yards rushing and 500 yards in receiving yards. So he was pretty good. Devontae Freeman was pretty good. And I think that Tevin Coleman was like the Elijah Mitchell. He came in and did his thing and stuff like that. So, yeah.
All right. Everybody got your numbers in? We're going to call this winner. Let's go. Let me find the thing. It's been a lot of high numbers. Maybe we'll get a low number sooner or later. Like goes on paths. $85, George Kittle Day.
All right, 85.
George Kittle, our tight end. That's looking like a playmaker tight end again.
Yeah. You starred the first number, right?
I don't know.
I thought you said you did. Hold on.
Yeah, I think so. It was twin.
Okay, yep, there it is. So twin at 3 was number 1. Okay. Let me take a look.
John has 87. Is John gonna steal a win?
Think he might, yeah. Tia was close, but she ain't closer than JV.
Ooh, they're battling it. No, Bryant has 86.
Oh, yeah. Yep, he's the winner.
Bryant, congrats, brother. Congrats. Let me find my little thing here for you. Congrats, Bryant. Congrats, everybody.
JV eating Caesar salad right now. He's disqualified. He gonna puke again because he knows anchovies are in it.
JV's busy eating anchovies and liver right now. Can't come to the phone. Price is right. All right, fam. We appreciate y'all. We had a great crowd today. We appreciate you guys hanging out.
I love the interaction. The interaction was amazing today.
Yep. Chat was awesome. Was popping as usual. Cowboys fans, we appreciate you guys rolling in as well.
Yeah.
We appreciate the watch time. We appreciate the views. So you can come in and talk whatever you want. Just make sure you hit that like button on your way out the door. We appreciate it.
Yeah, do us a favor, hit that like. That's all we ask for.
Yep. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell JV first and foremost that pumpkin pie is trash. It's all about sweet potato pie. You know what I'm saying? That real pie. But no. Final thoughts? No, I think, like I mentioned last against the Seahawks, business as usual. Just go out and take care of business, limit the turnovers, create turnovers, and get pressure on Dak Prescott to get him uncomfortable. And I think we win this game.
Yeah, I agree. Dak was back there freaking making a picnic lunch fucking against Tampa Bay, so that can't be happening.
Yeah.
We see what happens when that happens. So, and a lot of people have been talking about, Dak's running and if our defense is going to be able to stop him. Like, people are talking like he's some freaking Justin Fields, some Kyler, like he can't run like that, especially not since he got hurt. So, I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
He's slow. He's big, he's dumb, and I don't care.
JV, I got one question. Oh, my brother coming with the last minute score prediction. JV, I got one question for you. I know you're not a black man, but I got one question because you're picking pumpkin pie over sweet potato pie, which is atrocious. I got one question. Dressing or stuffing? I need to know that answer, brother. Is it dressing or stuffing? So I feel you, Sam. It's all about that sweet potato pie.
I was thinking of an answer I was going to give, but I won't.
That's what
he dropped his pie.
See? Even the plate knew that pie was trash. Look at my brother. Sweet potato all day with that
on the pumpkin spice.
Dressing all day. That's what I'm talking about, JV. You said dressing. That's what I'm talking about.
with that Cool Whip.
Yeah, my brother smashes
Sim
that
says stuffing.
stuffing. Sim, you know what? Dismissed.
You might be stuffing some hoes, but you ain't eating no stuffing, okay? All right, fam. We appreciate you. We love you.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see you guys Sunday. Let's go out. Let's get that dub. Let's get back here to celebrate. See you guys soon. Everybody be safe. We're out of here.
You guys take care.
The troublemaker said, don't be saying no stovetop stuff.
And Sim said it right after that. Stovetop, baby.
Oh my God, you're nasty. We're